What's up everyone, Bryan here from Xact IT Solutions. Welcome to another YouTube video about cybersecurity and making you more cyber aware. Today is October 28, 2020. We are at the end of Cybersecurity Awareness Month here in 2020. And we've posted a video every weekday about making you more in tune to what's going on out there when it comes to cybersecurity. We've looked at the criminals' threats and all the various groups out there that are targeting not only businesses but individuals. We've talked about ways to protect yourself, tools that you can use, and things that you need to think of on a daily basis when you're interacting with technology so that you don't become a victim of these threats. So today we're going to put out a video about a video that was just released on YouTube, and I'm going to review, that was allegedly done, an interview with a hacker from the REvil group. And they revealed some pretty interesting details about their operation that I'm going to cover, and the video is actually playing up behind me. It was done in Russian, so unless you have a way to translate that, it's going to be hard for you to understand, so I'm going to break it down for you here in English. But before we go into it, just remember that we do not collect any money on this channel. We don't do the Patreon thing. And if there's anything on this video that you like, that entertains you, that enlightens you in any way, the only thing that we ask in return is that you hit the like button and maybe you consider subscribing to our channel. Don't forget, we're giving away $200 in just a few days here, a $200 Amazon gift card as long as you're in the United States and you're over 18 years of age. And we will announce that winner on a video that we will release on November the 1st, which is a Sunday. We typically don't do videos on Sunday, but we will release that on Sunday. So without further ado, let's jump into the content. Alright, so today I want to talk about a video that I found on YouTube recently, where an alleged member of one of the most notorious ransomware groups in the world divulged numerous details about its operation, which is really interesting because we don't know a lot about the operations of these cyber criminals other than very vague details about locations and who runs them and who's involved, etc. And one of the things that he claimed is that they claim that they take in over $100 million a year from their attacks. It's $100 million a year. It's 8 to 10 million a month. And that figure was revealed in this interview with an alleged representative from the REvil group. And it was released about 5 or 6 days ago on YouTube in Russian. It was conducted by a Russian cybersecurity researcher. It was posted on a YouTube channel, Russian OSINT, and it covered the group's prior attacks, how it splits its profits, and various tactics, techniques, and procedures that the group uses to conduct its attacks. And REvil has been one of the most active gangs in recent memory, claiming responsibility for such attacks as those on UK-based financial service provider TravelX, US-based entertainment and media law firm Grubman, Schreier, and Marcellus and Sachs, and 23 local governments in Texas. So the representative interviewed told the host that the malware was created from the source code of a separate defunct ransomware as a service where core REvil members previously were affiliates. And when the ransomware as a service variant was shut down, the actors behind REvil purchased the source code and developed their own ransomware. And he claimed that REvil has 10 developers dedicated to keeping the ransomware working and running. And it goes on to say, while the group carries out attacks on its own, it is found that the ransomware as a service model brings back more money. Affiliates are responsible for gaining access to target networks, downloading valuable files, and deploying the actual ransomware, while the REvil gang handles the victim negotiations and blackmailing and ransom collection and distribution. This model has apparently led to skyrocketing profits. One of Affiliate's earnings rose from about $20,000 to $30,000 per target, with another ransomware as a service offering about $7 to $8 million per target in only 6 months after joining forces with REvil. So, in other words, these hackers, as they prove that they can get into networks and their trust level becomes higher and higher, the more money they're able to command. And as you can see, they can get up to $7 to $8 million per target, depending on the target. So one of the most common ways the video goes on to say that the group gains access to the organization is through remote desktop protocols vulnerabilities, such as the Bluegate vulnerability, which allows a remote code execution by an authorized user. The guy in the video also admittedly preferred to use information stealers to obtain remote access credentials, which are then used to secure an initial foothold on the company's networks. In the case of TravelX and the law firm, the representatives said the networks were compromised by exploiting outdated Citrix and Pulse Secure remote access software, where the actors allegedly gaining access to an entire network in about 3 minutes. The person in the video also claimed that the most desirable targets for attack were agriculture companies, insurance companies, internet service providers, law firms, and manufacturers. He also claimed that most victims pay the ransom to avoid having their data dumped online, rather than just decrypting the files. According to the representative, there were only 12 cases when the gang could not decrypt the files due to them being corrupted by victims looking to recover them using third-party or antivirus software. The REvil team allegedly did not take ransom payments from the companies in these cases. REvil has also allegedly taken precautions against attempts by cybersecurity researchers or law enforcement to infiltrate the group or take down its infrastructure. The gang has introduced additional protection measures and vetted new affiliates by asking general political and social questions related to former Commonwealth of Independent States, CIS countries, that only native Russian speakers typically could answer. Russian-speaking infiltrators usually were vetted by asking specific technical questions about the attack techniques. The gang's also aware that cybersecurity experts often try to penetrate the group's resources, allegedly identifying attempts to exploit cross-site scripting vulnerabilities, and all the attacks allegedly were unsuccessful. This interview supports a number of trends that are being tracked among prominent ransomware as a service crews, including affiliate payout structures, the relationship between ransomware gangs and information stealers, and the growth push to expose private information if ransom are not paid, and other ties to popular forms in the criminal underground. So this video goes to show you, and I'm actually really surprised that this video was released. I would imagine it was done with the okay or with the authorization of the REvil hacking group. But this just goes to show you how well thought out their business plan is and how serious this can be. They're outsourcing network access, they're outsourcing credential stealing, and basically once you can gain access to a network that you shouldn't have access to, you can call up these guys. and they'll pay you a large sum of money, assuming that you have a good reputation and you've done this before, to get access to these networks. So I'm going to leave the video here at this point. I'll link to the video down below, but like I said, it is in Russian. And I just want to bring this out during Cybersecurity Awareness Month because it was posted this month. It was posted just a few days ago. And it really gives us a good insight on how these criminal actors work, how profitable they are, how much money they're making, how successful they are in their attacks, and how frequently they're getting paid by their victims, and how well the process works from start to finish when you're trying to attack a company. And the FBI just came out today and said hospitals are under attack, and they've called CEOs of hospitals and told them, do X, Y, and Z because your network has been targeted. We know it, so you need to do X, Y, and Z to protect yourself. And unfortunately, there's a lot of hospitals right now today on October 28th that are pulling the plug on systems and removing access to systems because they know that there's an imminent threat against their organizations. So if you have any questions about any of this stuff, drop them in the comments below. If you want to contact us directly, head over to xitx.com, hit the contact us button at the top right, fill out the form on that page. Someone will reach out to you. And if you were entertained or enlightened, or I brought anything new to you where you learned something today, I just ask that you hit the like button on the video below here, and subscribe to our channel if you're so inclined. That's it for today, folks. We'll see you soon.